Welcome to week 2 of the best year of my career. A year where I live with intention and really set some lofty goals for myself and have dots along the way that I try to hit. And I want to document this for everyone out there on YouTube to hold me accountable, but to also inspire other people to tackle their goals. And there's 4 main areas of focus this year: music, money, marketing, and the last one is also the topic of this week's video: mindfulness. Fair warning, this video is going to talk about addiction and some pretty heavy things. If you're triggered by that, please feel free to skip this. Now, when we all hit that new year, a lot of us want to create this better version of ourselves. We get excited. It's like there's this target that we're trying to hit, this new, bigger, better, brighter future. It's like playing darts. And in the past, I've always wanted to hit that target, but you know what? I've been throwing darts blindfolded. So this year, I decided to make a change. I decided to take off that blindfold, write down my intentions and steps to follow through on it. Here is where the analogy starts breaking down for me. If I don't hit that bullseye on my first throw, I'm gonna give up. I feel like I'm worthless, like I failed. And this has been a cycle for me for much of my life and has led to some struggles with addiction. Why do I always live at these extremes where it's either all or nothing? I have to be the best or I don't even want to try. Well, my therapist and I talked, and I think like a lot of issues with addiction, it starts with trauma. It starts with feelings of inadequacy. Somewhere along the line, something or someone or just a collection of experiences made me feel like I wasn't special, like I wasn't good enough, that I was dumb, untalented. And what's driven me my whole life is to prove everyone wrong, to prove everyone I do belong. I am somebody. Even if that is just proving it to myself. Anytime I felt slighted by somebody, whether that slighting was real or imagined, I would get inside my head. I'll fucking show you. You'll see. Whether it's rejection from a gig, from a friend, family member, lover, whatever. Anytime I feel like someone thinks I'm not good enough, I use that as rocket fuel. And you know what? That has propelled me to do some pretty incredible things in life. But it's also really led to some destructive behaviors. And here's what I mean. Because I've been so driven to prove to everybody that I'm somebody, that I'm special, I go to these extremes and set these lofty goals. And then when I don't hit those lofty goals, I feel this deep sense of shame that I'm not worthy, that I'm unlovable. I hate myself. I want to hide from the world. Hell, I spent years hiding from family and friends because I didn't think I was doing enough with my career. I felt like I was a nobody. And this feedback loop has really fueled various forms of addiction for me. Yeah, that's right, I said addiction. When I go for these huge, incredible, lofty goals and I don't hit them, I feel this deep sense of shame and sadness. And my brain senses, oh, buddy, you're sad. We need to get something to cheer you up. It's like a defense mechanism. For some people, they get cheered up in the form of video games, social media, sugar, drugs, alcohol, sex, porn, you name it. I believe people use the term dopamining, where you're finding a little something to make your brain go, woo-wee, fun, and you forget about all that pain that you're feeling. I've done that in so many ways. I did that with exercise. I did that with social media. Online dating? Hell, I even got addicted to Yahtzee on my phone. Literally, Yahtzee. And each time around this cycle, maybe it would be a new addiction or an old addiction, but I would have some kind of coping mechanism that would make me not present, make me not address my real discomforts. And it was just piling up and led to a lot of destructive behavior. And it's a pattern I followed for most of my adult life. I guess for lack of a better term, I'm a dopamine addict. And I'm not using clinical terms here at all. I'm just talking about the struggle, and I see a lot of us musicians do that. What I've done is I've taken these negative emotions, these senses of loss, of pain. I've used that to fuel achievement to great ends, but also at great costs. This approach is not sustainable. Not if you want to live a productive life. Not if you want to be happy. Not if you want to have relationships with other people, other musicians, a relationship with yourself. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. But for the sake of brevity, I just want to talk about where I'm at right now, recognizing these patterns, going to therapy. And what I did this week in therapy was talk about this cycle, understanding how it works, understanding why, and figuring out a solution. And do you know what the solution is? It's like everything else. Hard work, consistency, not giving up when it's challenging. And that goes counter against everything I've been doing. I've been an all or nothing person, and now it needs to be about bending but not breaking. Finding sustainable paces, both emotionally, mentally, physically, that I can keep up with. It's also recognizing when I have this discomfort and not hiding from it. Letting myself feel these things and addressing them in healthy ways, whether that's journaling, talking about it, working out these problems. But they are really deeply embedded and they're not going to be fixed overnight. Even in creating this video, I've struggled and wrestled with myself. I want to make it perfect. And as soon as I do a take I don't like, I just want to stop and scrap the whole thing. But I'm going to do it this week. And I'm going to feel so vulnerable and so scared about it. But I'm doing it. I'm doing the work. And I think that's a metaphor for what I really want to do with my career this year, with my health, mental and physical. There's going to be days where I want to give up, where I want to resort to old habits, where I just want to be lazy and check out. Recognizing those, finding things to mitigate damage, finding ways to be present, sitting with discomfort and saying this is going to pass, but I'm dedicated to myself and dedicated to being better, not just for myself, but for my loved ones. So if we're thinking about that dartboard analogy, I've taken the blindfold off this year. I've been throwing the darts and I can see where the board is at. And sometimes I'm not even hitting the board right now. I'm just hitting the wall. But you know what? The dart's going in the right direction. Even if I don't hit the wall, I get information back about, oh, maybe I need to throw it a little bit harder. But I can see what's going on and I can assess things. And if I come up short, it's not a failure. I'm looking at what went wrong and how I can use that failure or coming up short as information to improve going forward. I almost view it as like I'm on this big, long, exciting journey and I need a vehicle to take me there. And my vehicle is my brain and my emotions, my mind. Now, can I get to my journey's end mark without doing a little bit of repair and maintenance on my vehicle, my mind? Probably not. But if I do without any maintenance, I will definitely pay the price on that vehicle later. What I'm urging to all other musicians, artists, creatives, people who have goals out there, don't wait until your engine blows up to change the oil. It's okay to address some things. Just like if you have a broken bone, you need to address it. It needs to be fixed. You're not a bad person because of it. And I think mental health is very much the same way. A lot of us feel shame because we struggle with some addiction that we don't know about. Because we struggled with feelings of inadequacy. Because you know what, man, feelings are heavy. They fuck us up and make us do some wild things. I'm not saying I have the answers. I'm not saying I'm wise at all. But I do feel it is important to share this with people, to let people know I've struggled with destructive behavior. I got addicted to Yahtzee. Probably got addicted to smoking, to running, everything under the sun outside of hard liquor and drugs. It's not easy, but there's other people going through similar things. You're not alone. Does that make it all better? No, but you're not so weird and so messed up. It's okay to get help. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to come up short. Because you know what? If you're throwing that dart, at least you're getting closer to the board. Even if you throw it in the opposite way, you can look at that dart and say, I'm further away than I started. Maybe I should do the opposite thing and maybe that will work. But if you're present, it gives you information. It gives you hope. You're doing the work. Am I scared that people are gonna laugh at me about this video or think that I am being unnecessarily dramatic just for clicks or attention? I'm so terrified. But again, I think that scared feeling where you're going off into the unknown, for me, that's a good sign. That's just like the work I'm doing. It's uncomfortable, it's different, but that's where you grow. I don't want to go back to the old things I was doing, to the old patterns I had. This is going to be the best year of my career. Doesn't mean it's going to be the easiest year of my career. Doesn't mean it's going to be the safest year of my career. but I'm gonna do it. If you've watched, thank you so much for watching. It means the world to me. I want to do this to inspire other people, to be better versions of themselves, to take a chance on themselves, to show people that it's not easy, but you can do it. And if you found this helpful, please subscribe, follow, share with a friend, shoot me a message. I've been doing live chats on Sundays now, so tune into my channel on Sunday if you want to hop on a live chat. But don't be embarrassed, don't be ashamed. You can be strong and get help. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next week.